All right, guys, so I'm going to try and keep this as brief as possible. There are a lot of updates, things to talk about, responding to some questions you guys have asked, some feedback, etc., plus some updates, plans here for definitely the remainder of this year, but even more upcoming, specifically this summer. So I'm going to dive right into it. I told you guys in a recent video, I believe I spoke at the beginning of the preview of episode 300, which those previews and shorts are something we're going to talk about here too. In the preview of episode 300, I told you guys that we have new live action content coming, starting with a new release this summer that has already been filmed. It is Samantha's Farewell Project. We filmed it in late 2020. The reason it has not been released until now is because, well, technically I do have to fill in some missing pieces, and I plan on doing that when we film again here for the next project over the next couple of months. We're going to be filming what will then be the 9th project. Project number 8 is the one that will be released this summer. So that's one of the reasons I hadn't already released it. I didn't exactly know what I wanted to do with it, if I was going to make it like a hybrid of a comic and live action, or just release it as just a standard live action, which is what I've ultimately decided to do. But I have to fill in the missing pieces when I film again here in the next couple months. So we are filming another new project. So we need you guys' support, your financial support through Patreon. We need it right now more than ever. Obviously, you know, I'm bringing in another new talent to replace Samantha in the next project. Anna is coming back. So the next filming project will be Anna and a new talent, whereas the next release that will be starting to be released this summer, that will be Samantha's Farewell Project. So the next, they're both awesome. The one that we filmed, the next one to be released, some real good stuff in that, like nothing we've never filmed before, for sure. Totally different. And then the following project, I have some really awesome things planned with the new talent. Another type of scene that we've never filmed before is going to be in that. So when it comes to live action, you guys have a lot to be excited about. So if you've never picked up a live action title of ours, be it Caught in Traffic, which the next project and the one after that are actually going to be like direct sequels after Caught in Traffic, and then the 9th project will come directly after the 8th one. But the 8th one is directly after Caught in Traffic. Technically, all of our live action has followed some type of storyline, with the exception of Nappin' on the Job was kind of a standalone thing. And Adventures in Babysitting was an adaptation of what will become our second comic. And it's kind of, well, if you've seen it, you understand. Double Trouble does kind of pick up where Adventures in Babysitting left off in a way. But Double Trouble is really like the first one. So Double Trouble, the escape file is kind of like a flashback. But Double Trouble to Caught in Traffic, and then the 8th project and the 9th project, those are all continuous. And they do... Ambushed, Acknowledged, Kidnapped, our first ever, YouTube original. And these also do like follow after Ambush, just with different agents. So it's kind of, it's all continuous, but really starting with Double Trouble there. So yeah, these are, it's going to be a lot of fun, some new things planned. So that's the live action update. So yeah, check us out. Check the titles out on Patreon if you've never picked one up before. Now would be a really awesome time to help us out. So moving forward, the new talent is not Dani. Okay, a lot of people ask about her. Still, I've addressed it before. She's not coming back to film anything live action. That's not happening. However, she is going to be in the Sticky Situations comics, which I am working on. So her character will be involved in those. Some of you have seen pictures. There's a picture of her in this thumbnail, the character. So yes, she will be in those. I'm not going to spoil when she shows up or whatever. I mean, those are something I'm working on here. Been a little distracted from those, obviously, with the problems we've had with some of the KK episodes with copyright. It really sucked up a lot of my time. I'm going to talk about that here in a bit as well. No, so her character, she will be involved here, just not in live action. So, as will a lot of other characters, people that obviously were never involved in our live action or you'll never see here in person on the channel. There's a lot of other fictional characters I've made that have their own distinct likeness that will be in those comics as well, pretty much everybody. And I mean, I will adapt Samantha's characters, her twin sisters, into those as well, and the Anna, her character Paige, and then some of the new character as well. I'm sure will be adapted into those. But those are obviously totally different. When I put these back out, these comics, they're going to be in a much higher quality than the original digital creations were. Much more detailed, not only the writing, but the illustrations, much better. Just a lot I can do with those that I'll never be able to do with live action. So that is that. So you will get Dani, just not live action, but I will make it worth it. So what else do we have? Obviously, episode 300 is next up on the agenda, certainly. It's going to be the longest KK episode we've ever released, the longest video we've ever released. It's going to be at least 90 minutes long from what I can tell, which makes it slightly longer than MPT, episode 295. Is it the longest scene we've ever covered? There's not as much continuous full treatment action as MPT, so I can't really say it's the longest scene ever. It is one of the longest scenes ever. It takes place over 5 episodes of a soap opera, Turkish one. Really one of the all-time great scenes, one of the best scenes, one of my all-time favorites. I have it in my top 10 for sure. It's awesome. Obviously, it's Oslam's Odyssey Part 3, as you can already tell from the previews and the preview and the short. And that's what I wanted to talk to you about. So YouTube Shorts are here to stay. YouTube Stories, however, are probably not here to stay. We've never used one of those, obviously. That's like a mobile-only video that you can only film on your phone. You can only watch on your phone. YouTube got invested into those before TikTok showed up, before the pandemic, and they kind of got hung developing those, which at the time it seemed like a good idea because people were using stories on Instagram and whatnot. But short-form content, these YouTube Shorts, TikTok videos have kind of taken over for right now. I think it's a little bit of a fad. YouTube disagrees. Google has invested hundreds of millions of dollars into these, and they're not going anywhere. So we've decided, how can we implement these to maybe catch a new audience, get these out there? And going with previews of upcoming videos, specifically KK episodes, is going to be the way to go. There is a problem with YouTube Shorts. You don't get notifications from them the way you do from a standard video. There is no proper integration into notifications. There's a short shelf, a short section of the platform that's even been integrated on desktop now. They're really, really going all out on this. So I'm going to show you guys a less than 1 minute version of a preview that is going to be in the square aspect ratio. So it's a YouTube short, so it'll be in your short shelf. I think if you start watching the shorts we put out long enough, enough of them, it's going to really start recommending them to you. You won't get the notification, but it'll push them to you. And it'll push them out to other various people as well. Then after that, you'll get the full-length preview, standard video, which is what we did here. Then you will get a notification of that. So I don't want anyone to be left out, maybe someone that isn't using their phone very much, doesn't watch shorts. I mean, I don't like to watch shorts. I feel like, hey, where's the rest of the video whenever I watch one of those? I don't buy, this being such a long, I don't know. I've never been sold on this. From the moment I saw TikTok, I thought to myself, another Vine, but what a fad. Like, how long are people going to dance for themselves in the mirror? And that's just my personal thought. I mean, if you're a younger person, I guess maybe that's fun in school or something, but I don't know. Anyway, moving on. So we're going to implement shorts the best way possible. Previews will come prior. And with the previews, okay, using that movie theater presentation, there's different variations I can do with that. I've been trying to come up with something ever since I stumbled onto this idea to show the preview in the movie theater. I've been trying to see, can I integrate this into the full-length episode? Is there a way that I could use this display so the content scanner doesn't pick up on the footage? So maybe if I can cut down on the amount of scanned footage, that I can show more during the episode, and I can show some on the screen, the non-full treatment stuff, and then transition into full screen. I'm really skeptical, hesitant to do a hybrid like that. I like the full screen display. You guys like the full screen display. However, I hear a lot of complaints about replaying the footage and even flashbacks, things like that. And I don't like to do that stuff very often. With episode 300, because 300 is not in the system, I don't have to do the flashbacks and replaying a lot of footage. I replay it when it's good, when it looks right. You know, that's the thing. When I release a KK episode, I do proofread it, so to speak. I do watch the video before I upload it. And if there looks like there's an excessive amount of replayed footage, whatever it is, I do cut it out. I make sure it looks presentable. So when someone complains and says, oh, there's too much of this, please stop doing this, it kind of pisses me off because I watched the video first and it didn't look bad. I made sure of that. If it did look, there's been times where it did look bad and I pulled stuff out. So please don't do that anymore. Okay, I have to do what I have to do. There's a video talking about that already. I'm going to do what I can. Is there a way I can show some stuff on a screen? I don't know. That's something, you know, a bridge I have to cross later. It's really tough from a straightaway screen anyway. The side screen in the preview, that I may be able to get away with. I don't know. It's tough. But I'm going to do a video showing how a KK episode is made in 2022 here probably this summer as I'm making one so you guys can see. I do have a way now, kind of an editing method, a technique where I can find out what the copyright settings are before I start trimming the video, and that's going to help a lot. If I would have known what I was up against in episode 299, well, I could have tried this method with it. I just didn't think I needed to. Well, I'm never making that mistake again because it's just too much to spend 11 weeks making a 35-minute video. Episode 300 is a 90-minute video, and it's going to take me like 2 to 3 weeks, you know, because I don't have to deal with copyright. You know, but if I do know what the copyright settings are, I can make adjustments. I can adapt and make changes and get things out to you in a much more timely fashion. The movie theater presentation could possibly help cut the time down even more. We will see. So I don't know about that. Let me know your feedback on what you think about the movie theater presentation from what you've seen in the comments, and we will go from there. So that's what's taken so long with these episodes. I'm going to really try and chop that down. Okay, so not much left to talk about here. Super thanks. You saw the short, the first short we put out. We have the super thanks feature back now. It's no longer viewer applause like when we had it in December of 2019 for a couple weeks. And then we lost it for bullshit reasons and it never came back. So now it turns out a lot of people didn't have this feature. A lot of big channels, even channels with hundreds of thousands or millions of subscribers, actually didn't have this feature over this course of nearly 2.5 years. We were just lucky to get it then. But everyone has it now. If you think I'm doing a good job on the videos, please, you know, feel free to send me a tip using that super thanks feature. Your comment will be highlighted and stand out, I believe. It'll give you like a special section when you do one of those. So that's just something to consider. Episodes 252 and episodes 90, I told you guys are currently not available. I mentioned this in the community board post. Make sure you check there often. I still have one more country to announce for the KK Olympics. And in that announcement video, or that post, I'm going to make that post once episode 252 is back. That should not be long at all when I get you guys a new version of 252. Episode 90, however, is not going to come back anytime soon. I cannot get a version out that is not blocked worldwide, no matter how much I cut it down. Any copyright claim is blocked worldwide, and so that means I'll have to remake the whole episode, and I'm just not able to do that right now with episode 90. That's The Perfect Tenant. That's one of my all-time favorite episodes. Stacy's beautiful ducked-up face is actually in our brand logo. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have seen that from The Perfect Tenant. That is one of my favorites. And I will get a new version of that out to you guys at some point, just not right away. I can't do that right now. But when I make the next post for the final, the 20th country, that'll be, I'll tell you, 252 is back in the playlist. and I'll mention episode 90 again. So that's what I have on that for right now. The only thing left to talk about really is channel memberships, which are coming. That's gonna be a one tier, one selection option. $5.99 a month gets you early access to everything, special badges and emojis, specifically KK episode early access. Like, it's going to end up being like several episodes ahead of where the public is at. So people who are channel members are going to get extra perks, community only polls, community only pictures, a lot of stuff. It's pretty much going to be all members only posts minus general updates, or I'll do a members only post and then weeks later post something. But it's going to be a lot of early access, the benefits of channel memberships. And I'm going to make another video talking about those when they get launched. Obviously, it's going to be a bigger thing for sure. There'll be a new intro starting with episode 301 that's going to show you guys super thanks and channel memberships, like in the intro video, if you will. So that is something that's going to happen. It's a small price to really help fund us and get you guys extra rewards. But that's all I have here. That's it. I believe I covered everything. So like I mentioned at the beginning, we need your support through Patreon right now more than ever. Our live action titles will always be exclusive to Patreon. Those are not going to have anything to do with channel memberships. But, people that are channel members may get a discount on the live action titles. That is certainly something that I can do. But yeah, channel memberships are coming. Everything else is on its way. I'm working hard on this every day. So that's all I have for you guys. I tried to kept it about 17 minutes, not too bad. So I will see you guys soon. Look out for episode 300, one of the greatest of all time, and excited for the future. So thank you guys.